All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where Gervonta Tank Davis's team makes an interesting proposition in the media about fight with Devin Haney and the money and all of that, and what the trainers, would like to see happen. That is Kenny Ellis and Calvin Ford, about the Devin Haney Gervonta Davis fight and how much money they would make. Let's talk about that, and also on a slightly more serious note, what they said about a fight between the two of them. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where there was a very interesting conversation that took place between Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis on on an interview with the Rise podcast. That was actually recorded also by Calvin Ford and put out on the internet, YouTube specifically. So go check out the Rise podcast. And Rise podcast interviewed the two of them and talked about what they would like to do and the money associated with the Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight. Also, Coach Calvin in another interview once again had confirmed a problem with the fight with Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a very, very big difference to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so Coach Kenny and Coach Calvin were saying that if it was up to them, they would do fights where there's a winner-take-all fight between Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney in order to solve all this money, all these problems about the money, because they are so confident that Gervonta Davis is going to beat Devin Haney that they are willing to bet they would be willing to bet the entire purse on it. And this is not the first time that those guys have said that they would be willing to do that. This is a fight that those guys really have said that they want to make. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, number one, that's not a decision for Coach Calvin to make. That's not a decision for Coach Kenny to make. Those guys are the trainers, Gervonta Davis's trainers. They're not Gervonta Davis's managers. So before people get all excited and start talking about how Gervonta Davis said and would bet his whole purse and all that, and they didn't actually do that, blah, 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 whatever. I think what they're trying to do when they said this is they're trying to really communicate that they believe that their guy can really win that fight. And if Devin Haney wants to keep talking about money, then just bet your whole purse. Bet your whole purse on it. And if you win, you're going to get a lot of money out of it. This is also something that Gervonta Davis has said in the past. But the way that the world really works, nah, it's not going to happen. And nor do I think it really should happen, because you don't want to get in there and gamble. You don't want to get in there and gamble on something that is already done, right? You've earned your money in the negotiations and what you've done to get the leverage and the skill that you have in your negotiations in order to get the purse that you negotiate. Man, fight over the belt, right? Let the thing that you fight over be the belts or the reputation or whatever it is. And no need to do all of that extra. Let's bet that. Let's bet this. Let's bet that. Most times, man, people do not follow through on these bets. There was obviously a very famous bet that was made between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. about betting $1 million. And Errol Spence Jr., when the fight was made, was like, man, please, I'm not betting anything. Man, I'm not betting anything. I already gave him up a bunch of money in the negotiation. And then Terrence Crawford was like, nah, we're not going to go through that with that bet either, because these guys are in it to make money. They're not in it. The gamblers are out there to speculate about what's going to happen. Fighters get paid as soon as they get in the ring. You've earned your money. And then after the fight is over, you get your money, regardless of what the outcome of it is. However, in talking about the actual money that's paid, Coach Calvin was very clear that he himself, before Bob Arum said anything about Devin Haney's pay-per-views, that they had already known that Devin Haney did not do a particularly solid job, as far as the pay-per-views that were sold. And so therefore, really not trying to hear all of that stuff. And they knew it before it was told. Before it was told, they had heard Leonard Ellerbe say it before Bob Arum said it, right? And that's just kind of what it is, man. But my thing about that is, I don't understand how anybody could be surprised. And if people would have had realistic expectations for what the pay-per-view event would be with Devin and Regis Prograis, for a fight that did not have a lot of buzz about it. It was a good fight. It was a good fight, but Regis Prograis it's not like he was fighting Teofimo Lopez. Wasn't like he was fighting Gervonta Davis or somebody like that brings in their own real crowd, right? The fight was even in San Francisco, where, Regis Prograis has absolutely no foul. I'm very little following, I have to believe, in San Francisco, or even for the community within San Francisco to want to buy that pay-per-view. Devin Haney is just not a guy that's going to carry 150, 200,000, 300,000 pay-per-views by himself. He is a very, very good fighter, and I'm going to maintain that and continue to say that. I've never had anything negative to say about Devin Haney inside the ring, short of he should probably get a knockout. and that's one of the reasons, this is my hypothesis, that's one of the reasons he can't do 300,000 pay-per-views. Because say what you want, the biggest highlight that there is in boxing, the thing that separates boxing from every other sport that there is the knockout. It really is the coup de grace of boxing. That's what you're looking for. And for people to act like that's nothing, it doesn't matter. You think you're delusional. It absolutely matters. That's why these guys have done all this stuff in the NBA to widen out, to basically eliminate the big man so little men can run through the lane and dunk the ball and not have to worry about a really big dude standing in the middle of it, clogging it up so they can get more highlights, right? All of that stuff. Same thing applies, exact same thing applies to the sport of boxing. That's what Devin needs to do in the ring. But, okay, act like it's not the case, and you're just still going to be in the crowd of his supporters that keep talking about him. At this point in time, man, he's very lucky he's got Bill Haney and he's got the situation that he has. Otherwise, man, he may very well be a Winky Wright. Winky Wright was a very good boxer and all of that stuff, and was hitting and not getting hit and doing all of that stuff until people said to him, look, man, we can't put you on a network fighting like that. Sorry. So Winky Wright actually had to start walking towards a guy using a lot of blocks and parries so people could get excited enough for the networks to even agree to air them. So, you guys keep up with this. You keep doing this stuff with that and keep telling him he don't need any knockouts. He's going to have to take a bet with Gervonta Davis to get the money if you guys ain't careful. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.